I used to believe honesty was the foundation of every lasting marriage. Maybe that's why when my wife, Claire, told me she had a 3-day business trip in Chicago, I didn't question it. I kissed her goodbye at the airport, carried her suitcase to the curb, and even wished her luck on her presentation. Trust, I thought, was freedom, the ability to let someone go and not worry what they do when you weren't watching. But trust can be the perfect disguise for betrayal. It started with something small. The morning after she left, her tablet buzzed on the counter. A calendar reminder flashed. Dinner reservation, 7 p.m., Harborview Inn. My stomach tightened. That wasn't in Chicago. It was 30 minutes from our house in Boston. Maybe it was a leftover reminder, I told myself. Maybe she forgot to delete it. Still, the doubt lingered. That night I texted her, "How's Chicago?" She replied instantly, "Exhausting. The client's demanding. Going to crash early." The message ended with a tired emoji she rarely used. Something about its forced cheerfulness made my skin crawl. I didn't want to be that husband, the paranoid one scrolling through call logs. But sometimes instinct shouts louder than reason. I checked our shared credit card account. One charge stood out. Harborview Inn Executive Suite, 2 nights. The lie was right there, printed in neat digital letters. I didn't confront her immediately. I let the silence stretch, like testing the strength of a bridge before stepping onto it. On the second night of her trip, I drove to the inn. The parking lot glowed under soft yellow lamps. Cars lined up like secrets waiting to be told. I spotted her silver sedan beside a black BMW. My heart thudded so hard it blurred my vision. I walked into the lobby, pretending to scroll through my phone. The clerk barely looked up when I asked, "Is there a Claire Miller checked in?" "I'm her husband. I left my card in her room." He hesitated, then said, "Room 214. Room 214. I climbed the stairs slowly, counting each step like a heartbeat. Outside her door, I heard laughter. Hers, light, familiar, slicing through me like glass. A man's voice followed, deeper, confident. I didn't knock. I didn't kick the door. I simply turned and walked away. The thing about betrayal is, it kills quietly first. You don't explode, you erode. I spent that night in my car near the harbor, staring at the waves punching the rocks. By dawn, something inside me hardened. I wasn't going to beg for truth. I would give it to her on my terms. When she came home the next evening, she wore guilt disguised as fatigue. Her hair was freshly straightened. Her suitcase smelled of perfume instead of travel. "How was Chicago?" I asked casually. "Exhausting," she said, repeating her script. "Clients loved the presentation, though." I nodded, letting the silence hang long enough for her to feel it. "That's great," I said. "While you were gone, I talked to a lawyer." Her eyes snapped up. "A lawyer? For what?" "For honesty," I said. "Something we seem to have misplaced." Her breath caught, panic blooming in her expression. "Mark, what are you talking about?" I held up my phone, the hotel receipt glowing on the screen. "Harborview Inn," I said quietly. 2 nights. Executive suite. You might want to pick better alibis next time. She froze, words tumbling but never landing. "It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think," I cut in. "And exactly what I needed to know." Claire stood there, pale and trembling, as if the air itself had turned against her. I had seen her angry, hurt, even broken before, but never speechless. "Mark, please," she whispered, stepping closer. "It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything." That line, the universal anthem of guilt, rang through the kitchen like a cheap echo. "Then it shouldn't bother you," I said calmly, "because I'm just correcting another mistake." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "I filed for divorce yesterday." Her lips parted, but no sound came out. The silence between us grew dense, heavy enough to crush the memories still hanging in the air. I'd spent that sleepless night thinking of everything she had taken for granted. Our late-night talks, the house we built, the promises whispered in the dark. I didn't want revenge anymore. I wanted peace. But peace only comes when truth stops hiding. She sank into a chair, tears streaking down her face. You can't just throw everything away, Mark. We've been married for 12 years. 12 years, I repeated. 11 of which I spent believing you were my safe place. I leaned forward. You should know. I'm not angry anymore. I'm done. She wiped her eyes. It was one night, one mistake. I thought I'd lost you already. I almost laughed. You didn't lose me, Claire. You gave me away. The words hung there, final and sharp. A week later, my lawyer mailed her the papers. I didn't include a note. The note came later. It was short. Just one page tucked into the envelope she'd have to open herself. You lied about a business trip, so I replied with the truth about our divorce. Consider this the closure you never gave me. She called me that night, sobbing, begging me to talk. But every ring sounded like a memory I didn't want anymore. I let it go to voicemail. For days, the house felt haunted by absence. Her perfume lingered in the hallway, her slippers by the door. But instead of emptiness, I felt something unexpected, relief. The kind that comes after a storm finally runs out of rain. My friends told me to move on, to start over, but I wasn't ready for that yet. Healing isn't a race. It's a quiet reconstruction. I changed my morning routine. I still made 2 cups of coffee, but poured one down the sink. It helped me remember what letting go looks like. I went running again, long routes by the harbor where I'd once sat in silence. The waves didn't look angry anymore. 2 months later, I saw her again by accident. Grocery store parking lot, late evening. She looked smaller somehow, like life had trimmed away her confidence. She smiled faintly. I nodded, polite, detached. She said, "You look good." "I feel good," I replied. She hesitated. "I wish things had been different." "So do I said. "But they're exactly what they needed to be." She looked away, blinking back tears. I walked past her car and never looked back. People think revenge is loud. Slamming doors, shouting matches, dramatic exits. But the most powerful revenge is silence. Living better than the person who thought they broke you. I didn't expose her to our friends, didn't post anything online, didn't poison the memory of what we once had. I simply told the truth once and walked away. Some nights, when the city is quiet, I still think about the moment I heard her laughter behind that hotel door. It doesn't hurt anymore. It just reminds me how far I've come. Loyalty isn't about who you stay with. It's about who you become when someone betrays you. So yes, she lied about a business trip. But I replied with something stronger. The truth that set me free.